Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Time for another episode of Mindful Monday. This would be episode 9. Last week I did not do a video. Last week it was Veterans Day. Most of you probably know I'm a veteran, and I did a post, just posted thank you to veterans and put a little something out there. I encourage you to go take a look at it. It's probably not the message you might think. So take a look at that and put some comments if you have any thoughts on it, or shoot me a message as well if you want to converse about it. So with that being said, this week's quote is, "The true measure of a man is how he treats someone who can do him absolutely no good." All right, and the question on the back of the card is, am I holding all humans as equally deserving of my love and respect? And for me, the answer to that question, unfortunately, is no, right? Like, I'm not perfect. And so I'm glad this card came about because, in fact, recently, very brief story here. I live in Santa Ana, and last weekend, we've got some gang activity. So far since moving in, it hasn't been anything, dangerous. It's just been graffiti and such. But over the weekend, some kids were here. Some guy came up with his car and was doing donuts in our cul-de-sac that was literally just paved. It's brand new pavement. And, I've just had enough of these kids with the graffiti, and I know I'm sure it's the same guy, same people. So I kind of, had a moment of where I lost it there, a moment that, what does Pink Floyd say? Drawing a blank on this one. Temporary lapse in reason, I think is what they say. But basically went out there and with my animalistic instinct, my marine instinct, right, and just started screaming at the guy, and then walking toward. There was a guy out there, one of our neighbors. I don't know this guy, but he was recording him, like they were buddies. And the guy in the car pulled over, and they were talking to each other, laughing. And anyways, I came out screaming at the guy, and then started walking toward him, and then eventually he just drove off. And they honestly paid me no mind whatsoever. But my neighbors came out, and they're like, "Hey," they're like, this is the same guy that's doing the graffiti. They've caught him before, and he still keeps coming back. And they've even brought guns before. They've shot their guns in the air. Like, you don't want to mess with these guys. And I'm like, of course, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna show my show that I'm afraid of them. I don't want to show that. But anyway, so the point of this card, right, what I'm trying to get at here is that I went out there yelling and screaming out of that moment, and that was totally what I would call an external moment for myself, right? These kids, they're kids. Like, I don't know if they're in their teens, if they're in their 20s, they're kids. I was young and dumb, and I grew up in Green Bay, right? I didn't grow up where there was like a lot of gang violence and gang activity like there is here. And so, and I still acted immature and acted like teenagers and 20-year-old kids act. And so, reflecting back on that, and I actually apologize to my other neighbors too for how I acted, just because, it doesn't do me any good. I'm thankful that they paid me no mind, because if it would have aggravated them, they could have put me on their target list, and then I'm putting me and my girlfriend and my dog at risk and a target. So I don't want to do that. And I realized, if I would have just, I'm still going to engage, right? That's just my personality. I'm still going to engage, but if I would have engaged from a moment of a place of compassion and understanding of, hey, I've been there, maybe not in that exact spot, but I've been there as a teenager, as a 20-something-year-old, just doing stupid things because I thought it was funny and fun, right? and a place of understanding, right? Maybe, I don't know if I could influence them or not, but at least just show them that, hey, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm going to confront you, but also I am not going to judge you for this. I'm just going to ask that you respect the people of this community, and that you don't come back here and do this. And I don't know if that would take it anywhere, but what I did also wouldn't take it anywhere, and if anything, it would just escalate it. So anyways, that's kind of my take. This is what this card reminded me of. I didn't treat these people well. I treated them as animals, and I myself acted as an animal in that situation. And I really, like, we should all be treating people with more love and respect. I mean, fact of the matter is, if somebody is acting external like that, they're probably dealing with something themselves. Fear, stress, anxiety, depression, lack of purpose. I don't know. There's so many things that all of us as humans have to encounter in this life, right? And so I don't know what they're going through. If I encounter that experience again, for me, I will do it from a place of love and respect, and see how that goes for me. So would love to hear y'all's feedback in there. Again, the quote is, the true measure of a man is how he treats someone who can do him absolutely no good. And the question is, am I holding all humans as equally deserving of my love and respect, right? And going back to last week's post, that could extend to people from other nationalities, whether they're a citizen or not, whether they're legal or not, right? People in high regard, people at high positions, and people on the other end, people that are homeless, and just looking at everybody from that lens of holding everyone equally deserving of love and respect. So this is an interesting one. It's a tough one. It is a tough one, and it really stretches your mind to think about. So please chime in your comments. Would love to hear from it. All right. Have a good one, everyone.